Decontamination in progress.
Are you okay, Commander? You look a little pale.
It's that damn cipher. I'm sorry messed you up good. And for what? We still don't know where to find the stupid conduit. What a waste.
Give it time.
She said it could take a while. I needed the cipher. It's going to lead us to the conduit. I'm just not sure how yet.
We still have another lead, Commander. That Asari scientist in the Artemis Tau cluster, the Matriarch's daughter. She's an expert on the
You're right.
Proteans. Maybe she knows something.
Don't worry. We'll deal with her soon enough. Crew dismissed.
I've sent off the Barrows report, Commander.
Yes.
Want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogenius should have told us about the thorium. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of
Better off this way.
The thorium liked to enslave minds. Anyone who studied it would have ended up as one of its thralls.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human.
I hope everyone.
colony.
Being human had nothing to do with it. They were in trouble.
Admirable. But sometimes Spectres have to make sacrifices. I hope you're willing to do that when the time comes.
Goodbye, Commander. We will be waiting for your next report.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to some more Mass Effect. So, we had our little after mission briefing kind of thing where we talked to our teammates. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and actually go talk to all of our teammates. See what they're up to. We start off by going and talking to Joker. I don't think Navigator Presley has anything to mention. Actually, yeah, I think he does. Because I think he's a developing character.
Yes, Commander?
Never mind.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Never mind. Let's go talk to Joker. See how he's doing.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
Alright, bye, Joker.
Alright, see you.
Yep, mutant zombies. Mutant zombies. Makes me wonder, how would you fare against mutant zombies, Joker? Well, judging by the fact that you have a bone disease, I don't think you'd fare very well. Open! Thank you! Ugh. Wait. Kaden.
Do you have some time to
Absolutely.
talk, Commander?
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Are you concerned for me?
It's a personal observation, Caden.
Maybe that's not my place. I don't want to send any bad signals, Commander. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
What's your logic?
I'm listening. Tell me why you feel the need to speak up.
I'm not questioning any decision you made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed.
Bad experience?
You get my meaning?
Talk to me, Caden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep it that dry. You know the records about the biotic trading out on Jump Zero? They're all classified because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Why couldn't we do it alone?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers.
Experts?
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think. asking the Turians for help.
Why not the
and justify
Asari?
war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go to the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turians.
I'm sure they meant well.
I'm sure Canadics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. He introduced himself. He liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious.
Why tell me?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from...
You're assuming a lot.
So you think you have leave to talk like we're more than officers?
I got some signals. Maybe some static, too, I guess. If I'm out of line, just say the word.
I'm interested, but not now.
Now isn't the ideal time. But I want to talk about this, Caden.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Looking for personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander.
Tactical
We'll
appraisal?
have personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. My stomach would take it. Hell of a deal you worked out with John, though. If I ever get a speeding ticket, I want you to be my advocate.
Wow.
We'll talk later, Caden.
I'd like that.
I will admit, like, Caden's funny. He's not a bad guy. It's just, I don't care for him. I don't see the appeal, I guess. Alright, let's head downstairs. Or, down in the lower deck. Whatever. Whatever. I'm picking, like, the middle options because I don't want to pick the bottom options because I'm paranoid about picking anything Renegade. And I don't know if denying him means I'm getting Renegade points or not. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Probably by the time this episode comes out, you guys will just be like, I will already
Looking
been
for
beaten the
supplies?
game. Yes.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Gonna go ahead and just sell. Fuck! I did not mean to buy that. Damn it. Is that my gun? I'm confused. Whatever. Selling. So much fun. I really have an overabundance of things. Alright. Jairus! Hey!
Commander.
Personal
Good
question.
to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen
Anything
some
specific?
interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember the Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit
Disturbing.
disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting
Is this
organs from
common?
citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market. They're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. Signing people up and selling their organs.
How does an L-Corps...
In a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on.
What did you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. There was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers,
Krogan
not one
testicles.
Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying.
Wait.
They pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000
Wait.
for a full set.
Wait.
Somebody's making a killing out
What'd you do about the genetics?
4?
there. I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across
Interviewing?
something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way.
Garrus.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our
Holy
medics
hell.
found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was a big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes, walking, living.
That's sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their
Oh.
own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see.
Bastard.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part.
What?
We never
Don't
caught
tell me that!
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, the ship was already leaving. He threatened
They just let him go?
He tried to stop it.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs.
I agree with them.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Patton and told him what I thought of him and his policies.
Almost did.
He said if I didn't like it, I could
Oh.
quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped
You're
the
wrong.
bastard responsible for it all.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped it.
Dr. Salian.
That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship.
Give it to me.
I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Alright, that opens up Garrus's mission, which, yeah. Oh
Commander?
well. How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
A little spooky how you handle that young guy. Didn't figure you'd know how to speak.
They're only human.
All you need to do is show them how getting what you want gets them what they want.
You make it sound easy. Frankly, I just want
Can we
to
talk?
put a few rounds in him and leave.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's...
Caden,
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
No, ma'am.
Aw.
Anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet ensign. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Tell me about your family.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized. But he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
Mom.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us.
Sisters.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Home.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our
Must be
friends
nice.
every 2 or 3 years.
You're lucky to have a close family.
Sorry.
It's
I
alright.
forgot about your family situation.
Or lack thereof. Relax, Williams. I've dealt with it.
Asked me to clear a bunker of armed hostiles? No problem. Dealing with the foot in my mouth? Not so good with that. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while.
Tell me about it.
Bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did. Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails.
Vid mails?
And I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobyl. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency.
No means no.
Packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school. for
Police.
2 days.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom's
Self-defense.
been pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
What about you?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
Dedicated of you.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like it was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the
Wow.
sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. He told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But He hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying.
Aw.
And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready.
Interesting
Not
story.
before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
You read poetry?
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen
It's a good
versions
piece.
when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
From the afterlife?
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. It says so in the Alliance Charter.
Only with fancier words.
Fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean
Goodbye.
to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
And that's kind of why I like Ashley.
What do you want, Shepard?
Personal inquiry.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of
Yes?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat.
Why
I
leave?
needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to
Really?
leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who. as
What
long
about
as we
you?
were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. To stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes
What about
started
Gerard?
coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence
And you
is
went?
forbidden.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well...
Father?
There are some laws that equally
Your father?
hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go
Family.
back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You're trying to make me cry, Shepard. I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll look for it.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find
Good.
me.
So long, Rex.
Alright, not Shepard. Or not Shepard, Rex. That's Rex's mission, Rex's family armor. Then Garrus is find Dr. Salian. Dolly!
Shepard, I
Of
need to
course.
talk to you. It's important.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control?
I understand.
I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
Then you'll leave us.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Saren. But my
To kill the
people
Geth.
need this.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed
All
and
right.
evolved over the past centuries.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt, one I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saren and his Geth armies are defeated.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard. Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Glad you're feeling better,
Good to see you smiling again,
so to speak.
so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Goodbye.
I should go.
See you later.
Something I can do for you, Commander?
Nope.
Carry on, Adams.
Okay, guys, that's it. We've talked to everybody. This is my little... You guys know what this is. It's the side video of talking to all your teammates. And yeah. And yeah. How many times have I said that? The world may never know. Alright, everybody. Whew. I'll see you as we complete our next set of side missions, which will be the final set of side missions that we are required to do. Or actually, all the side missions that we've been given, ever. So, I'll see you all then. So, if you guys like my videos, you like this game, or you like everything that I'm doing, I would really appreciate it. Oh, hold on, we need to level up first. But I'm just going to be putting a point in my commando. Awesome. Alright. If you guys like my stuff, you like my videos, you know, you like the stuff that I'm doing, I guess, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a like, a comment, a subscription, any of those things, whichever you feel like doing. Constructive criticism is wanted and really helpful for me. I would like to have constructive criticism so people can tell me what I can do to improve my Let's Plays, because viewer happiness is what I strive for, I guess. Anyways, I'm NexionLX, this is Mass Effect, and I'll see you all next time as we go do our next side missions, I guess. Alright, everybody. Bye.